San Diego County officials have condemned a hotel in the North County. The move comes after months of county code violations and a handful of citations at the Bellafonte Hotel.
Our Team 10 investigator Adam Rakuzin explains people who live nearby have been complaining about that hotel since it came under new ownership about 2 years ago.
Just north of Escondido is one of those small communities you kind of have to get lost to find. But when you do, it's worth it.
We're designed for a tourist type of environment, golf weekends, wedding events.
Joe Stafrasi's lived in the Castle Creek neighborhood for about 10 years. Things had been mostly quiet. Then in 2019, they got a new neighbor. A company called NSI Services LLC bought what was then the Tuscany Hills Resort, a hotel that sits at the edge of the neighborhood.
Immediately, the shift from hotel had taken place almost immediately.
State records show in 2018, NSI listed itself as a drug rehab business. In paperwork filed in November of last year, they changed to hotel and resort. Joe says no matter what type of business the company says it's doing, the people staying at the property had become a problem. That and the trash piled up all over the place.
We could see the sheriff was responding to multiple requests per week for intervention on minor crimes, substance abuse issues. We've seen an escalation in the previous 3 months of burglaries where weapons were involved.
ABC 10 News was at the hotel in 2019 after neighbors complained.
All of a sudden, there's just a lot of strange things happening there.
According to records obtained by Team 10, from February of 2020 through January 16th of this year, deputies responded to calls for service at the property almost 150 times. This month, they responded to 26 calls for service in 16 days. Sergeant Aloha Peters is with the San Diego County Sheriff's Department.
A lot of the calls for service were telephone calls or arguments, if you will, disturbances with regards to some issues that were going on at the resort.
But it's not the law enforcement activity the county ultimately had its sights set on. The county's Department of Planning and Development Services says it's been addressing community concerns and working to resolve county code violations since August of 2019. A spokesperson tells Team 10 code violations developed and repeated attempts to work with the owner to remedy various violations were not successful. The county also issued multiple citations. They say at the end of December, they got a complaint there was no water or electricity at the property. Then on January 8th, the property owner was issued a notice of violation to make necessary repairs. 3 weeks later, the electricity wasn't restored, so the county proceeded with the condemnation of the property. A neighbor sent us this picture of the warning showing the hotel is unsafe to occupy.
We were very concerned about the progression of what was going on up there.
Team 10 went to the property to try to talk to someone in charge. We got a phone number for the owner, but when we called, no one picked up. This man wearing a shirt that said security on it was circling the hotel.
Can I get your name since you're taking a picture of my car?
He came and took pictures of us, but wouldn't tell us what he was doing or answer any questions.
You're not going to answer?
A day after we visited the hotel, I got a phone call from a man named Jeff, who says he's the new manager and there's a new owner. Jeff wouldn't give me his last name or say who the new owner is. We checked with the county and they have no records of any change of ownership. They still list the owner as NSI Services LLC. Jeff claims the sale is in process, and new ownership is currently working to restore the property so it can once again open up as a hotel. If that's true, it's what neighbors were hoping for.
The way the property had been run and managed to this point could not continue.
Adam Rakuzin, ABC 10 News.
The county says they have worked with Bellafonte residents to find new housing or legal aid services if needed.